Hello, welcome to the Tower Garden Experience. I am Maria Rybka, retired school principal and former Black Thumb gardener, and I hope that you gain a lot from tonight's webinar. I want to start with asking you a few questions. First of all, I want you to think about good family health, and I want you to think, how would you feel if you knew your student or athlete was well nourished? If you were more energized and feeling better throughout the day? If the habits that you had were actually helping protect your body from disease? If you felt like you were doing more to help your family be healthier? If the food you were eating was organic and affordable, how would those make you feel? I know I would feel a lot better about where I am in life, making sure that my beautiful two girls are healthy and my husband is healthy. Eating well is a priority for me. I have a 14-year-old and a 12-year-old, almost 12-year-old. I am married to Bernie for 32 years. We've been through quite a bit. I'm the founder of Simply More Plants. I'm also a certified plant-based health coach. Former school teacher and principal. I was in education for 23 years, and I started my work journey at age 12, working at a restaurant, and went to school and had up to 3 jobs at one time while doing that through college. And all of that I say because I wanted you to see what kind of foods I ate to survive. I had fast foods. Even after getting married and having 2 beautiful girls, I just didn't understand the power of nutrition. I would eat at the restaurant from age 12 on, hamburgers and french fries, go to the Coke machine, fill up my cup. I did not even understand lettuce and tomato on the burger. And I unfortunately carried those habits through to my family, and having Hamburger Helper for dinner and adding a can of corn to it was my idea of being healthier. But that actually caught up to me. I ended up getting diagnosed about 8 years ago with an autoimmune disease called scleroderma. The doctors did not think that I would last more than 4 to 6 years if it had gone to my internal organs. And it actually has. It's in my lungs. I have lung fibrosis. But that was 8 years ago. And I'm doing great. I never got on any medicine because I actually took my health and what journey I was going to take into my own hands. And the medical profession just did not give me the answers that I wanted, so I learned for myself. And that's when I became certified and understood the power of plants. And everything changed for our family. Before that, my husband was on Coumadin, better known as rat poison, cholesterol medicines, and that was just going to be his path for life. Many of us are on medicines that we just think we have to continue to be on. Well, he no longer is on any of those medicines. Both of my girls are beautiful, adopted from China, but I wasn't providing them the nutrition they needed to prevent them from having reoccurring asthma, ear infections, would take them to the doctor for antibiotics, and it just was my responsibility to figure out what was going wrong in our family. And I did. I started to study, and I understood more and more based on the research done by doctors all across this country that the only thing that really will heal disease and sickness is fruits and vegetables. And your plate should be half fruits and vegetables, a little bit of healthy protein, whole grains, drink your water. If you can keep to that healthy eating plate, you can have a healthier life. The reason is because fruits, vegetables, and berries contain thousands of phytonutrients. You know, when I was younger and I wasn't eating well, I thought, well, I'll get a multivitamin, but I know now that vitamin had 22, maybe 30 isolated nutrients. I'd get my vitamin A, my vitamin K, but now I understand that there was synergy in whole food that I was missing all along. Thousands and thousands and thousands of phytonutrients that God put in the apple, put in the broccoli, put in the spinach that I was missing out on. And my body actually had to work harder to get rid of those extra mega doses of vitamins that were missing all these other phytonutrients that make those vitamins work. And I didn't understand that until later, but now I do. And the synergy in whole food is very important. And eating enough whole food is very important. What we could have gotten years and years and years ago in one orange, we would have to eat 8 oranges today to get the same nutrients. So when you think about somebody saying, well, my 102-year-old grandfather, he eats lots of junk food and he's just fine. That is probably true. When he was growing up, he had very nutritious fruits and vegetables. We just don't have the time. We don't have the time to eat 8 oranges or 4 to 5 apples a day. We made a simple change in our family because I was at a desperate stage and I came across something called Juice Plus, and it made sense to me because it added fruits, vegetables, and berries to our bodies every day. We started to take this juiced and powdered concentrated food every single day. We added a Juice Plus Complete Shake, which was all plant protein, no animal protein, and we started to get better. Bernie's numbers started to improve. The girls weren't getting sick as often. I didn't have any progression in my disease, and that simple change changed our life forever. It's an easy way to get started, and I'll share more about how you could do that as well. Juice Plus provided us fruits, vegetables, and berries from this variety. You know, I don't even know where I could buy a black currant, but I do know now that there are things in black currant that's not in the apples that I'm eating. There are a variety of fruits and vegetables and berries that give us the colors of the rainbow because they provide a variety of phytonutrients, and our body needs all of them. And we don't need them once in a while. You know, some people will say, well, I eat a lot of fruit. But do you eat papaya and orange and cranberry and acerola cherry and beet and peach every single day? I don't think so. And this Juice Plus capsules allowed us to get consistency of nutrition every single day. The Juice Plus Complete and the Juice Plus are dairy and gluten-free, which is really important for anyone struggling with an autoimmune disease or inflammation because dairy really impacts the body negatively. And gluten can cause your body not to be able to digest properly. So the fact that Juice Plus is dairy and gluten-free, it's so simple to take. It comes in capsule or chewable form. We were getting 45 whole plants every single day. It's low glycemic, so good for diabetics. The capsules have absolutely no sugar, so when you think about, well, I can't eat apples and oranges, my doctor tells me I can't eat those because they're high in sugar and I'm diabetic. You can comfortably take the capsules without any problem and get all those nutrients with no sugar. But even in the Juice Plus Complete Shake, it's low glycemic. So people that are diabetic will have a low sugar intake, and the glycemic index is so low, it will not rise and lower your blood sugar levels. It keeps you stable throughout the day. Juice Plus is researched thoroughly. Over 32 now, research studies that show it builds the immune system. It balances that immune system over a period of time. Within a week, it raises antioxidant markers in the blood. It causes you to not be sick. It keeps your body healthy. It's not a supplement. It's not isolated nutrients. It's whole food. And it's NSF certified. So we have a third party that comes in and says what is actually in Juice Plus is in Juice Plus. So that pineapple that's on the label is actually in the capsule. That's powerful. And not to mention the NSF certification proves that it's herbicide and pesticide free. And we don't need to add extra toxins into our bodies. Well, as that journey continued for me, I continued to understand why plants were so important. And I want you to think about this for a minute. Every single day, every second, we are taking more free radicals into the body. We are impacting our healthy cells by these oxidative free radicals that are just released because of the pollution, because of the stress, because of poor diet, because of the sun. I mean, we get lots of hits from these free radicals. And those free radicals are missing an electron. So they will actually search for a healthy cell to give them what they're missing. And then now we have another damaged cell. Well, the only thing that protects the cells from those free radicals from that oxidative stress is antioxidants. It protects the cells. It prevents the oxidative stress from damaging healthier cells. Oxidation, there's a visual for you on the right. The side of the apple that's all brown is what kind of is happening in your body. It's rusting away, it's decaying because of the oxidation that continues to hit the healthy cells. Well, the side on the left is protected by the antioxidants in lemon juice. The lemons have antioxidants. The whole lemon, those thousands of nutrients we just talked about, actually puts a protective coating on that apple and allows it not to oxidize. And you can do the same thing inside your body to protect your cells from eating more fruits, vegetables, and berries. We got excited. We were learning about plants and we thought, well, okay, we're eating more in the grocery store and the costs are going up to eat that way. We were eating more soups and more plant-based meals, and I don't think I've bought Hamburger Helper since, maybe 8 years ago. But we were definitely eating more plants. So we decided to try our hand at growing, and the Juice Plus company has a tower garden that allows you to grow up to 28 different plants aeroponically. So we were excited and we started to grow, and we had celery and red Cherokee and all kinds of herbs and onions and basil, and it was just incredible what we were able to provide our family organically right in our driveway. We put one inside to see how that experience would go, and it was great. We had a grow light kit attached to the support cage, so even our friends up north can grow without worrying about the outdoor temperatures. The tower grown celery on the left is incredible. I mean, if you think about what it compares in nutrition to the store-bought on the right, it's obvious to see the difference. We just got excited and we started growing more. We currently have 5 towers on our driveway. We call that driveway farming. And we have since decided we're going to put a greenhouse on our property and add 10 towers in the greenhouse, 3 in the driveway, and supply not only our family with food, but also food for our community. And you can follow our journey at Ripka Family Gardens on Facebook. This is the celery from One Harvest. That's kale. Our kale tower is incredible, and you can see the Swiss chard peeping through there as well. The kale on the right was a bunch of kale, if you call it a bunch, that I found at the grocery store. I mean, even before I ate kale, I don't know that would have even appealed to me. $4 for that little bunch of kale. That's the kale that I grow now. I mean, that in comparison to what the store could provide to me, there's no comparison. Here's just a selection of my favorite pictures. Spinach, green beans, tomatoes, pepper. That Swiss chard at the bottom is as big as the face and behind it. Celery, red Cherokee, just incredible. The cucumbers that you can grow are not waxy. They are beautiful and delicious. The Tower Garden was created by Tim Blank. He was the chief horticulturist at the Land at Epcot, and if you have ever gone through that boat ride at the Land, you see the big towers. Well, Tim Blank worked with Juice Plus to create this residential model that we know of and that we want to get in every home. Every home can be growing their own food. There are places all across the country that have towers growing. The Chicago O'Hare International Airport provides food for restaurants in the airport using these towers because it's easy. It's the future of urban gardening. There's no dirt, 90% less water, 90% less space, and it's 100% success. Even if you don't have it conquered where you know what to do when you see this bug or there's a little algae on it, you are still going to grow a lot of food that is really successful and easy to do. I want you to take a minute. I've told you a lot of information so far, and I want you to think about if you actually could provide organic produce to eat to your family, and your family actually started to learn how easy it was to grow their own food and be self-sufficient. How would you feel if you were an example to others because you were saving money at the grocery store and providing good food in your home? You only had to use what you needed. You didn't have all that rot going away in the drawers. and you are also helping the planet. What would that be worth to you? Think about that for just a minute. Well, the tower is worth a lot. There's a 6-month analysis that was done by ATL Urban Farms, and they actually estimated the yield on what could be grown on the tower. And a 6-month yield is approximately almost $800 in produce, what you would buy in the grocery store. An initial investment for a tower is about $700, and that's with all the bells and whistle. That's with a 28-hole growing spot, as well as a dolly and all kinds of whistles. So think about in 6 months, you actually would have a tower paying you back. The harvest picture on the right, I estimate about $35. When you think back to that kale that was really decrepit for $3.99, this is chard, peppers, some spinach, $35 in value for what I would buy it for in the store. And that's just one little morning. So growing your own food is kind of like printing your own money. You could actually start saving a lot of money if you started growing your own food. The book Vertical Farm tells us how important that really actually is, because in 2050, it's estimated that there will be 3 billion more people on this planet. And maybe 2050 is so far away for some of you that you're not even thinking that. But when you think about your children, your grandchildren, 80% of the land suitable for farming is already in use. So what kind of world will that be for them? California currently supplies 90% of our produce. We live in Florida, so that means 3,000 miles for produce to get to us. And that puts a big strain on California. There's 14 communities currently without water in California now. We were just there in big drought. It's predicted a 33% increase in lettuce prices. The genetically modified seeds that are being modified just to resist pesticides are continuing to be a concern. 1/2 of the children born by 2025 have been predicted to have autism by Dr. Sefner at MIT because of the herbicides and pesticides. And if we think about children being born healthy, we think that the disabilities have continued to rise in the past years. Well, 70% of disabilities could be prevented by good nutrition in the womb. And unfortunately, we're not really providing good quality whole food nutrition. We've gotten on a prenatal kick, but we still are not getting the message across that whole food nutrition in the womb is what's important. This was a picture in California. If you notice, the arrow shows where the water line used to be. That is a representation of a drought that's occurring now and will affect us. It will affect us because this percentage of that list of fruits and vegetables is what we get from California, and it's supplying the entire country. That's only going to continue to rise our prices. It's estimated lettuce 34% higher, corn 14%. And these percentages may not look like a lot, but if you compare it and actually add it on to your costs, a bag of lettuce, $3 to $4 in the store, will be $5 to $6. That's a lot of money added to your grocery bill. And not only is it a lot of money added to your grocery bill, but what kind of pesticides did they use to make sure they got that to your shelf? Well, people are understanding that, and I hope you do too. The Bell Book and Candle Rooftop Restaurant wants to make sure that they provide good organic food for their patrons and a consistent price. They don't have to worry about rising prices because they grow their own in New York on a rooftop. The Greenhouse Central Florida grows food and supplies food for many of the restaurants in Florida in the Orlando area. Water Me Green at Sweet Pete's love the candy store, but I also love that they are sharing the message of growing your own on their porch, and it's beautiful. Living Towers in Eustis, one of the first greenhouses that grew on towers in Eustis, Florida, shares their food with food banks in the area. Denver Botanical Gardens. If you look on the plate, think about how live and fresh that could be. It is still growing in the rock wall until it gets cut off of there. And that's the type of food that you would have on your plate at home. We have to continue to share that message of health with our younger children, preschools and schools, sharing that message. Our kids are open and willing and able to hear how to eat better and to be healthier. There's a lot of systems out there, and you get confused. Well, okay, I saw those tower things. The tower things are different than the tower garden. Most of the tower systems grow in soil. The plastic, not so sure what it's made of. The tilapia hydroponics, people, I hear, I'm going to start I'm going to use fish. I don't know about you, but I don't know that I want to worry about fish to grow my garden. I don't have it in me. I don't want to worry about a water system going over my towers. I want simplicity. I barely have time now to do what I do, so I want to keep things simple. And the tower garden does that for me. And I don't have to worry because Tim Blank did all the research. He did all the work ahead of time because he wanted to create a system that was really of high quality. So when they say, well, how is that different than the $200 system I could find on the internet? Well, it is different. The plastic is a food grade plastic, BPA free. It's the best USDA approved plastic, double UV stabilized to prevent breakdown and leaching. The opaque plastic that they use in the tower garden actually keeps the roots cooler, keeps the algae down, and the light's reflecting to the plants. And that's why we get a 30% higher yield. The University of Mississippi actually studied the tower garden as compared to traditional gardening and showed 30% more growth. The antioxidants were equivalent to the traditional gardening. Less time and less maintenance, less land and less water to grow 30% more produce. That's pretty impressive. This is my friends Rosa and Danny. And Rosa says, I left for 3 days for Tai Chi conference and came home to 3 towers. I love being able to grow food on my screen porch. She has 1 tower on her porch and it grows so quickly. This is easy. The seeds start to grow in rock wool, and when they start to grow to about 1 inch, you put them in the tower. The tower is on a timer, so it waters itself. You don't have to worry about going out to the garden and making sure the hose goes on. You just set the timer, and every 15 minutes it goes on and goes off. You check the tower tonic whenever you add more water to the base. This tower tonic was created with a NASA researcher to help the plants grow more nutritiously and quickly. It's the minerals that should be in the soil, earth and sea minerals that are needed for healthy plant growth and important to human health. pH. Check the pH once a week to make sure that the pH is good, because when you have good pH, your water and minerals can get to the plants easily. And yeah, it's not perfect. You're still going to have bugs. People ask me this all the time. Well, what about bugs? Well, there's bugs everywhere. But we can see them on the tower because it's at eye level. And the bugs that you can't see in the ground that just eat away at your garden before you even are able to see that there's something there, you could stop it by doing tower walks and just taking a quick look. And we use some organic methods to prevent the bugs from overtaking. So how hard is it to start your own? It's really easy. And the company makes it very simple because you can get started with a 20-hole tower for only $45 a month. 12 payments of $45 or 1 payment of $525. And remember what I said, it starts paying itself off. It pays you back more money after 6 to 7 months. If you have a family that's larger, a family pack is the way to go. 84 growing holes, $140 a month for 12 months, and it's yours. And you then are really getting paid back by your tower growth. If you decide that growing food yourself is what you want to do, I want to reward you for that. So if you order within 24 hours, because sometimes it's hard to make a decision, and I really want to encourage you to decide today, I want to offer you free seedlings of your choice to get growing right away. So if you order a 20 whole tower garden, I'm going to send you 20 seedlings for free. and you'll be able to pop them in a week. You'll start growing your own food. I also have a Tower to Table recipe ebook, and it will give you some ideas on what to do with that fresh, beautiful produce. If you're interested in ordering a tower today within 24 hours with these extra bonuses, email simple@mariaribka.com. And maybe growing your own food is not where you are right now. You might understand the value of good nutrition and fruits, vegetables, and berries, but you're not ready to grow your own food. And that's where Juice Plus is an answer. Remember, that's how we started our journey about 8 years ago. It's simply juiced and powdered produce. They do the work for us. It's food. And you can get started on fruits, vegetables, and berries, giving yourself consistent fruits, vegetables, and berries every single day for only $72 a month. Fruits and vegetables, $45 a month. Or if you want a meal that really gives you nutrition, $117 for 4 bags gives you 60 shakes or 60 smoothies that you could give to yourself, give to your children. It is healthy and nutritious. And this is what will keep you from being sick, keep your body prevented from disease, build up your immune system. Juice Plus is an answer, a simple answer. If you're not ready to order a tower today, I get it. It took me a while to grasp the concept. But I want you to continue to think when you're shopping for produce and you notice how the prices continue to go up while the quality goes down, I want you to reach out to me. I want you to contact me, because then you'll be ready. When you're kneeling down in any garden that you have, if you already have a garden and you're getting dizzy as you get up because you had to weed all day, I want you to think, how nice would it be to actually stand up to garden? I want you to contact me then when those thoughts start to go through your head. Or maybe you just run into people that want to grow their own. They talk about gardening and they just want to grow their own food simply. Please contact me. Let me talk to them about vertical farming and how they can actually help themselves. I thank you for joining tonight. To get a quote and order your tower garden, all you have to do is email simple@mariaribka.com. Okay? That's a way to get started today. I can also help you get started on Juice Plus if Tower Garden is not your answer, or you want to do both. We do it all. We grow our own food, but we know we can't get consistent nutrition even growing our own food. So we have the capsules and we have the tower. And we make nutrition a priority. Because remember that first question I said, how would you feel if you knew your family was well fed? Well, I know I feel like I've done the right thing. And it's the most important priority. I've lost many family members, my mother, my father, my sister, all to cancer and disease. I have my own autoimmune disease. I don't want to deal with illness in my family in the future. So I want us to be healthy. Follow our journey at Ribka Family Gardens if you want to watch the tower garden and the greenhouse going up. Plant-based recipes. When I first started on the journey, it was hard to figure out what to feed the family. And I have where you could sign up for plant-based recipes for free at simplymoreplants.com. And I just share with you simple recipes because I don't like complication. You can subscribe to the Simply More Plants podcast on iTunes. I try to take one plant a week, share the benefits, how can you grow it, what can you do with it. So that's a really educational resource for you to learn more about plants. And then we do tower walks on Twitter and Periscope, and you can follow us at One More Plant. So I hope you've gained some value out of tonight. I hope you understand the importance of eating more fruits, vegetables, and berries and growing your own for the future.